Okay, so what happened is I made this video for you, and frankly, it was terrible. So I decided to voice over it just because. So I'm at the moment, you can see me. I'm talking about the place we were at, which is a place called Port Talbot in South Wales, and yeah, I was not impressed. It really was the most depressingly terrible place. Buildings were ugly, the place was ugly, the people were ugly. I mean, it just seemed to me that the people were either morbidly obese or skin and bones. They were all vaping their lives away. Just everybody thinks they're a fucking steam train right now, just puffing away like crazy, destroying their health. And then they all complained about it. And then there was so many like electric wheelchairs around, electric scootery type things for the people incapable or unwilling to actually get up and walk. And as you can see here, I mean, it's just depressingly empty. Not a place that you really would want to live in. I mean, I know people have to live places, but so now we move on to the place we stayed for the night. So that was our first day travelling. Went to Port Talbot and then on to Neath, which is where we are now. Now, Neath compared to Port Talbot was significantly better. Had some very attractive buildings, and there's a lot of buildings that are in states of disrepair and really do need some loving. But the place was relatively clean, as you can see. This was a Saturday night, and it was we were in a good position where we were based. We were in a place called the Castle Hotel, which was a very good hotel. We were very impressed, especially given it was one of the cheaper places we stayed at over the last 4 days. Well, right up there. And that corner I'm just sort of talking about now, that we're sort of placed on a sort of a corner, and every bar and in the area on that sort of corner had either a DJ or a live singer or whatever happening. And that one behind me right now, there was a woman who was singing along to recorded tracks, backing tracks. God, she had a voice, great voice, absolutely belting it out. Some of the other stuff, some of the other bars, the one we first started in, was terrible, absolutely piss poor music. Down the road I'm just pointing to now, there's a place called Spirit and Spice, which is a really good Indian food. We were very pleased with the food in there. It's because you often get disappointed with bad choices, but that was a great choice. So yeah, that whole sort of circle, that area we're looking at now, was just alive last night, absolutely cooking with bands and music and people. There didn't seem to be any trouble. That road we're looking at now, if you just turn to the right or left there, you're on the main high street. So it's in a fabulous place. And I highly recommend the Castle Hotel. Very comfortable bedroom, friendly staff. We only did the night, but I think it was about 90 quid for the night. Not the greatest town in the world, but after Port Talbot, any port in a storm basically. But no, it was far better than we expected. My wife and I, we're not really drinkers, we don't really party anymore, we're old farts. But last night we had a few. We worked out, I don't drink much, but I had, started with a beer, Corona. Then I had a Thatcher's Cider Gold. Then I had a Smirnoff Ice. And then I ended up with double Jägermeister and lemonade. So, you know, I'm a bit of a weak drinker, so that was pretty exciting for me. It's got a nice vibe to it. There's not too many mongs. So this morning we're going to hop in the car. We've got an hour and a half drive to see a place called Freshwater West, which is where Dobby is buried, if you're a Harry Potter fan. And then after that we've got another hour and a half in the car to go to our hotel, which is called something like the Gwbert, Gwbert. Yeah, this is not a tour for the faint-hearted. We are doing literally 4 different nights, 4 different places, with about 3 or 4 hours, 2 to 4 hours drive in between each place. So we are moving around a lot. Right, so this next bit, we're in a place called Freshwater West, which is where, excuse me, in the Harry Potter films, Dobby was buried. You'll see me walking down this amazing sand. It's so soft, so, like, you can see how far down it is to the bottom as well. I started walking down here because I wanted to get down and see the bottom of the thing. But that sand is so soft that when I turned around and had to come back up, by about halfway I thought I was going to die. My lungs were bursting. My legs, the backs of my legs were killing me. It was so difficult getting back up that hill. But what a beautiful beach it was. The tide was pouring in. And then this is where Dobby lies. Well, you know, the imaginary Dobby. So this is the shrine for Dobby that is very popular, considering this place is really not anywhere near any major sort of places. You had to drive to get there. Now, this is a place called Carew Castle, which was we were on our way to the next place we were staying at. Carew Castle, we just saw on the side of the road, thought, oh, go and have a look at that. Again, I didn't do a very good job of filming. I really must learn to carry a tripod with me. I must learn to put things down and take more time to film. But the fact is that while I was doing this trip, it was a four-night trip with my wife. And we were doing 3 to 4 hours driving every day. So, you know, there's a lot of driving in between places. And we just didn't have time to spend really, like, looking around a castle for 3 hours. And, yeah, my wife's not going to stand by when I do all this either. That's the other thing. I'm not very good at vlogging when I'm out with her. So, from there we went to our next hotel, which was a Gwybert Hotel in a place called Gwybert. Very weird name. But that is the view, as you can see, absolutely stunning. Nothing else there apart from the hotel, and the hotel was great, and the food in the hotel was great. Now we're in a place called Aberystwyth, which is a Welsh seaside town. I don't know if it's Mid Wales or North Wales, but surprised me. The shops there's a lot of sort of independent shops, not all same old chain shops. There's quite a lot of what I would call alternative people. Which I also like, because I don't like everyone, like, you know, West Sydney, where I come from, it's all just, ugh. Anyway, so this is Aberystwyth. Nice. You'll see the seafront here, and it's got a little pier, which is quite attractive. And although the sand wasn't so nice, not so soft, not so good, the actual place itself was very, very attractive. If you look down, you can see the front there, and on the hill in the far distance is what they call a funicular railway, which is a railway that goes up and down the hill, and I believe it's effectively powered by each other pulling the other. So the one that's going down pulls one that's at the bottom up, and vice versa. There it is there, I'm showing you it now. And you can see the beautiful properties. Yeah, I liked it. Compared to West Sydney, where I'm from, much preferred it. It's a very nice place. So yes, Aberystwyth surprise. Then the countryside. Oh my god, we drove through some amazing hilly countryside, but as you can see, the weather was terrible, wet, miserable, but the views did make up for a lot of that, I have to say. And then we're coming down here by this waterfront. You can see the water on our left here. Driving to a place called Barmouth. Barmouth is another seaside resort, and yeah, the sand was lovely and soft, but Barmouth itself was miserable. And this is the Barmouth Beach Club, which was where we stayed. It was £117 a night, which is just a ridiculous sum of money for what was a very average room. Nothing special. You can see our view. We've got a train line in front of us, and then the water. We had some food in a pub in the town that looked really good. The pub itself was lovely. The food was just so average that it was disappointing. It was probably one of the worst meals we had on the little trip. Then back in the car for the next day and off into the countryside again. We're heading for, this is Leinster, so we're back into the UK now. And it's a lovely old market town, of the kind that we really love. However, there was quite a lot of buildings that again need to be loved and looked after, especially like these Tudor style buildings with the wooden frames. A lot of them just seem to be rotting away, not being looked after. Very sad. This is Leominster Priory there, which was a stunning, huge, imposing building. And there's some lovely little buildings down here. I mean, it's a very historical and very attractive place, and we did like Leominster. We would, but Leominster was kind of like a half day. We drove there, got there in the morning, and then we were off in the afternoon to a place called Hereford, which you'll see next. But for now, we're just walking through Leominster. You can see that building next, where I'm walking past now, is all boarded up. And yet the road's got some stunning properties on it. It's a weird place. It's kind of like a mixture of stunning properties and just tumble down wrecks. Bit of a shame. And then on to Hereford. Now, Hereford is a place I've been to many, many, many years ago, but I didn't remember it with much fondness. But my wife and I really loved it. It was absolutely fantastic. Again, you can see beautiful buildings, lovely wide pedestrian-only streets. This is a market, like interior market, pannier market, whatever. And we were just impressed. There was Chinese food in there, there was Thai food in there, there was butchers and delis and shoe repairs and clothing and cheeses, and it was just beautifully done, because we've been to quite a lot of this kind of indoor market type things in places like Bideford or Tiverton, or what they call the pannier market, and they're just never that good. This is just, I mean, almost every shop is taken, and as you can see, so much produce, so many different things to look at. These here are open, but they open at different times, so pretty much everything is there. I think that's like the fishmongers. This is Hereford sort of shopping centre. You can see again, it was quite a cloudy day, but it was market day, and the market again was stunning. You can see the fish here and crabs, but there were so many different kinds of food. We saw Chinese food, Thai food, there was like roast pig rolls and turkey rolls, and God, there's so much food. Absolutely fabulous market. People at Hereford are very lucky to have so much diverse food, first of all, and yeah, that market was great. And then you can see just these stunning buildings. It's a lovely place. We were only there for like half a day, if that. Definitely recommend it. Okay, see you all soon.